Okay, so to find the marginal utility, you're going to use a partial derivative. So the marginal utility of s is going to be the partial derivative of u respect to s, and the marginal utility of t is going to be the partial derivative of u with respect to t. Partial u with respect to s is going to be 2t. Partial u with respect to t is going to be 2s. 2 cancels out. So the marginal rate of substitution for this curve is going to be t over s. And it's going to be t over s along all the curves. So it's going to be t over s at point A, and it's going to be t over s at point B. Okay? Marginal rate of substitution is always the same. The slope of this curve is the marginal rate of substitution for the indifference curve. Okay, so now go ahead and try question number 2, which is, let's see here, which is the one about finding the actual quantities, and then you'll have a video with the explanation for that. Okay, so let's solve the problem. First we write down what we have. So we have the price of S is equal to 50, and the price of T is also equal to 50, and we also know that M is equal to 500. And if we write down the utility function we have, it's right here. Oh, it's right here. And we are looking for the values of S and T. Now we know that when the person maximizes utility, which is the question tells you, you're going to have marginal utility of S over marginal utility of T is going to be equal to P of S over P of T. But we know P of S and P of T, and we also know MUS and MUT, so that's going to be equal to T over S equals 50 over 50. Now this is one equation. Well, there's two unknowns, so we can solve, but if we get another equation, then we can, and we know that the budget line is going to be equal to T equals 500 divided by 50 minus 50 over 50 S. So now we have two equations and two unknowns, and we can try to solve. Let's try to first substitute the first equation into the second equation. So the first equation basically tells you that T equals S. So we can simply replace that T for S in the second equation to solve for 1. So we'll have S equals 500 over 50 minus S. And if we solve for S here, we have S equals 5. And then, since we know that S and T are going to be the same, then we also know that T also equals 5. And if you want to see that, and you did the graph and want to see how that looks, here's how it will actually look. So this is S, and this is T. This is the budget line. This is the indifference curve. So at this tangent point, you consume 5 and 5. Okay. All right. So use the same method. The next problem is it gets a lot harder, but we'll go step by step so we can manage it.